Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Two Old Farts. I'm Mike Waco. This is Tom Rosenfield. We're here to tell it like it is, to spell it out as easy as possible with the new Anthony Hopkins One Life, the drama about a man who is relatively unknown to most people. I guess in Britain, he's probably very well known, but for most everybody else, unknown. Helped to get 669 kids out of the Czech Republic during World War II.
We are working to evacuate these children by train to safety in Britain.
Why are you doing this, Mr. Winton?
Because I may be able to do something about it. I must.
Amazing story. Something that I didn't know about. I love stories like this. I love stories that you go, wow, this existed. This was a real person, and this really happened, and I had no idea.
Go now.
Nikki, you must know we cannot save them all. You have to forgive yourself that.
This movie is very bittersweet for me because I love this movie. I would recommend that everyone see this movie for sure. That's where I'm gonna let me flip the cards and say go see this movie, because I don't think a lot of folks know about this guy. I'm bummed. I don't like you that I don't know about this guy, and I'm bittersweet because I didn't know the story. I wonder, like you do, are there hundreds of Nicolas Wintons out there, and that makes me sad that I don't know about them, that we haven't cherished and honored them. And the biggest bittersweet problem that I have is the way this story exalted him.
An extraordinary story about a young man who many years ago visited Prague. What he found there were thousands of refugees.
Almost like a party trick, right? They put him on TV and they didn't tell him. And granted, everybody was there, it's true. And granted, he got knighted by the Queen. But I feel as though this guy should have a statue.
He has a statue at that rail station.
Liverpool station. Really?
No, not in Liverpool. I don't believe in Liverpool. I think
it's
in
Prague.
In Prague.
Wow. Well, that makes me want to go to Prague and see it. So that's great. Well, that makes me feel better.
Save one life, save the world.
Forgive me, but how many children are we speaking about?
I think everyone should know about this guy, and it makes me angry that we don't. And I want more people to know about him.
Why don't you open up your window and yell out,
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore.
To feel better now?
Do you know what that's from?
Yes, network.
I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell.
This is a reason, if you're sick of Holocaust movies, to go see another Holocaust movie. You should see this movie because it's a different take on it.
That's it. There's some letters relating to the transport of children to Britain.
Ah. These are the 8 children you saved.
No, it was a few more than that.
I thought Anthony Hopkins' portrayal was pretty amazing. Those little moments when he's just standing by the pool and just thinking, and there's nothing's being said. He's just looking at,
he's good at that.
He really
does that well.
He really is.
He does that well.
He's just sitting looking out his window, and you can tell exactly what's on his mind without a single word. It's a very impressive quality.
We're doing as much as we can.
You have a lot of faith in ordinary people.
Because I'm an ordinary person.
I interviewed the cast for this movie, except Anthony Hopkins, because he's probably a little bit too old to do junkets anymore. But Helen Bonham Carter, she told me something very, very interesting. Let's take a listen.
I come from sort of Austrian, French, Jewish background on my mom's side, and also on a sort of humanitarian level, because my grandfather did a lot with saving a lot of Jewish lives in the Second World War. He was Spanish, married to an Austrian, French Jew, my granny, and he got a lot of people out. And in fact, my grandmother did on my other side. So I sort of feel like it was in my DNA.
I didn't realize she had a personal connection to the story. It actually makes her performance all the greater to me. You had said to me, once you see this movie, you say to yourself, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, completely.
And I'm looking at that guy and I'm thinking to myself, holy crap, here's a guy with a successful stock brokerage business, and he doesn't have to do any of this stuff, and he gives it up to the consternation of his superiors and says this matters more.
You should be proud.
Oh.
Save one life, save the world, you know?
Well, it's nothing to brag about. I mean, look at Doreen and Trevor. They did far more than I did, and they took all the risks. They actually stayed in Prague.
You know, Nicky, telling people isn't bragging.
That's it.
And he lived to be 106.
I know.
106.
I know.
God, thank God that his life was extended and he could touch more people. You know,
think about all the kids have now grown up to be, you know, all these great UK citizens.
Wrapping it up, I love this movie. I thought it was inspirational. I thought it was dead on. I thought it humbled me. It moved me. It made me realize that humanity is much more than what meets the eye, and can be much more, and should be much more. And I loved it.
Yeah, I'd echo everything you just said. I mean, this is why I go to the movies. I go to the movies to feel this, to learn this. I love learning things at the movies. I love feeling these things at the movies. I'm angry, I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm exalted. I mean, this is even with its blemishes, even if you have a problem with the way it panned out, you know, for later in life, this is why people go to the movies. I agree, 100%. This is 5-star, go to the movies to see this.
Can I ask, is there anyone in the audience tonight who owes their life to Nicolas Winton?
Thanks for watching another edition of Two Old Farts. If you can, please follow, subscribe, and like the Showbiz Syndicate, and check out other reviews and stories. We are humbled and honored you chose us.